Hey, it's me. I've been thinking about this recently. I think I'm gonna make a video about it. I've had a lot of talk lately, and I'm gonna make a video about it just because. And in this one, we're gonna talk about gas versus electric. Subject that still tears people apart. Would you rather? And this video is gonna be focused mainly on stoves and dryers, because I think we can all agree, if you get a regular lawnmower, not a push one, manual, a regular self-propelled lawnmower, if you get electric, I'm sorry, but I don't understand why anybody would get an electric mower. Our old Honda, that video that's gonna pop up, right? It's gonna pop up here, or it's gonna pop up right there. It's gonna pop up there. It's gonna pop up there. One of the two. It's a four-stroke. Yeah, four-stroke. Seriously, you're getting an electric lawnmower. I don't know why you'd want one. Now, snowblowers. I've pretty much grown up with electric ones because they're a little cheaper. But we recently got a free two-stroke one. Again, it'll be here. Yard Machines, and it's gas. Doesn't work right now. Where to get it working? You know me, my grandpa. His name that I don't want to say, but I would. But we're gonna get it working. And I have to say, I like it more than the electric one. Just because. I told my dad, if we can't get that thing working, we have to scrap it. Let's get another gas one. I'm a cheap person, you guys know this. Just make the extra investment and get a gas one. It's work, you gotta mix fuel and gas, but still, it is much better. I've never had any experience with a four-stroke snowblower. The one we have is a two-stroke, but yeah. Gas snowblowers, probably a better idea to get. Now, here's the thing. If you can make the extra investment, get gas. Now, let's talk about stoves. There are really three kinds of stoves on the market today. And I'm going to show pictures of them in case you really don't know. There's gas, there's electric, and there's induction. Induction is kind of the new boy on the block, or whatever that is. Here's how it works. A gas stove. It looks like this. It has the knobs on the front, and it has sort of burners. They look like little circles, and then they have little grates over them. Well, the way it works is, you plug it into a standard outlet. You plug it in, but in order for it to run, it needs gas. So, you have to hook it up to a gas line, which it can cost a lot to get a gas line put in. But here's the thing. Typically, gas stoves are a little easier to control than electric stoves or induction, and they're more efficient because gas is cheaper than electricity. Now, electric stoves, these have been around for a long time. It plugs into a big 240 volt outlet that looks like this. And it uses electricity to make the heat. Typically, they have the knobs on the back. And there's two kinds of electric stoves. There's the more basic kind, which is called a coil top. Looks like this. And then there's the kind that we have called a smooth top. Looks like this. What's the difference? The difference is, with a smooth top, the coils are still there, but they're covered by a piece of ceramic. So they look a little nicer and they're flat. There's no bumps because the coils are under. Now, basically, smooth tops cost a little bit more because of the added appearance. They look a little nicer. But the thing you gotta realize is, with coil tops, they radiate the heat more efficiently. Because, think about it. You have a coil. You got a coil. And the pan is on top of the coil. Directly on top of it. So the pan is getting the heat directly. Now, let's turn that coil on and put a big piece of ceramic on top of it and put the pan on top of that. So it does not radiate heat as efficiently. But I'll show you here. So, our stove is a Maytag Performa from mid-2000s. It's a smooth top. So let me show you something. Turn it on. Watch. As it glows. See that? Those are actually the coils under there, okay? So it is a coil top, technically, but there's a big piece of ceramic over it. We'll look at a small one now. They look a little different on this stove. The camera can actually see the infrared a little bit before I can. It looks purple, but it's actually red. See? So there's actually little coils under there. This thick piece of ceramic is under there to make it look smoother. Now, okay, let's talk about the differences in coil top versus what I have a smooth top. Pros of a smooth top. They look a little nicer, and that's about it. Cons, they're more expensive, and the heat does not radiate as efficiently. Let's look at pros of a coil top. Less expensive, the pan cooks faster because it's directly on the heat, but there are some cons. Cons of a coil top. One con, it does not look as nice. Personally, I prefer coil tops over smooth tops just because I like the heat to radiate a little more. But hey, if someone else is going to buy me a stove, they're buying me a smooth top because I'm going to make them pay for it. But another con, you notice how on that stove, you can't get any food under the ceramic? Well, on a coil top, if the food gets in between the coils, you have to lift the coils out, you have to unhook them, they have a little plug connector thingy-maboo that you have to unplug, and then you have to reach down in the stove and clean that little area under. Look at videos if you want. Some videos. So that's actually a con, because with old smooth tops, you don't have to worry about food getting under there. They're cheaper. The third kind of stove. Okay, so I should have explained how gas stoves work. I didn't really do that. What happens is you turn the knob, which is on the front, because with an electric stove, they can be on the front or on the back, like you saw on mine, because they're not doing anything, they're just switching on a heat element. With a gas stove, they have to be on the front because they're igniting the burner. If you start a gas stove, you turn it to light and you will hear a tick, 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 and then you'll see the blue flame go, and then you turn it to high. And they have to be on the front because it's actually clicking the igniter. So, yeah, those are... Now, let's just say this. I grew up with electric. That's the stove we've had all my life. There's a gas line behind there. And, Now, my grandmother, she has a gas Samsung stove she just got. You'll see it in another video. Yeah, you already saw it. Here's the video. But, yeah. They are more temperature controlled, and they are easier to cook on. Most chefs will tell you they prefer to cook with gas. Where do you think that term cooking with gas comes from? Now, personally, I like to say we're cooking with electric because dad jokes, but JK18 is going to watch this video and tell me all the things that are wrong about it. Con of a gas stove is it is a fair amount more expensive. Smooth tops and coil tops are like maybe $100 difference for a base smooth and a base coil. Gas stoves are a decent amount more expensive than the highest smooth top electric because there's more to them. There's an igniter and all that, and a gas hookup. But they're easier to cook with. Now, induction. Now, I don't really know much about induction stoves, but from what I understand, if you can put a magnet on your pan at the bottom and it sticks to it, then you can use it on an induction stove. So I believe, you'll notice about induction stoves, there's no knobs. And the reason is because when you put a pan, I should mention, they use a big dryer, big 240 volt plug like an electric stove. So if you have an electric stove and you want to pay a ton more money for not much of a difference, be my guest, you can buy induction. But from what I get, you put the pan on the burner and it senses that the pan is there and starts the burner. And then you adjust it with little arrow keys for whatever temperature you want. But basically, yeah, that's kind of how it works. I personally think it's all. And if you have an electric hookup, just use an electric. Don't spend the extra money on marketing. Look into my eyes. Look into my eyes and buy a goddamn electric stove. Look. I'm sure that was really creepy, but whatever. But yeah, and yes. So, what do I prefer, gas or electric? Now, if you had asked me this question 6 months ago, I would have said gas. What do I prefer? It's a good question, because I cook a fair amount. I don't cook that much, but I do cook. I cook sometimes, I cook bacon a couple times a week. I cook eggs for breakfast. That's pretty much it. What else have I cooked? I've sauteed certain things, but that's really all I cook. I don't cook too much. But this is why. What do I prefer? Personally, like I said, about 6 months ago, I would have said gas all the way. But in the last few months, I've changed my tune. I personally, my opinion, think that electric stoves are better. Jay, there's more to like about them. They're cheaper. I'm a cheap motherfucker. Never met me. I am a cheap person. Electrics are better. They're cheaper. I find them easier to cook with. You don't catch your house on fire. And yeah. Now, let's talk about dryers. Why do gas dryers need to exist? What is the point of a gas dryer? The only thing I found that is better about gas dryers than electric, which is what we have, is that they're a little more efficient, because instead of plugging into a regular outlet, because they plug into a regular outlet and they use gas, because gas is cheaper than electric. But, yeah, gas is cheaper. We have electric. It's fine. It's a 1980 Maytag. I'm not going to say the date, because then people are going to say it's an old hunk of shit. And it's not. It's not. But yeah, electric dryers are just better. No way. There's just no way around it. Electric dryers. Gas dryers get hotter. They can shrink your clothes. Just saying, electric dryers are better. Cheaper. Most of the country, they're electric. But I'd ask you, because YouTube got rid of polls because they're stupid. What do you guys like more? Electric or gas? I like electric stoves more. Induction I see no point in that. And electric, I don't know why I keep saying electric instead of electric. I'm trying to sound but yeah. So you guys tell me, what do you like more? I prefer electric. I do like gas snowblowers and mowers, but who doesn't? So yeah, I am gonna go edit this video and then go to bed because I'm tired. Alright, and that's it. Hopefully you've enjoyed my little stupid rant for tonight. So, yeah, that's all I got for you guys tonight. Thank you for sitting and listening to me just ramble on about appliances. I might do another one soon about modern appliances. Who knows? Thank you for watching. But yeah, thank you for watching. And now you're gonna see the credits about now.